Hey guys, Creator Mom. So I was having some thoughts today about narcissism again, but mostly about codependency. And I was thinking about how healthy people with healthy identities are probably repulsed by someone who is codependent, because it's kind of like this. You know how narcissists have to scapegoat someone by putting all their worthlessness onto them, and it's really like negative? I was thinking about how codependency is like kind of like the opposite. Like, you scapegoat people, but instead of putting worthlessness on them, you're putting all of your love, but a lot of misplaced love. You're putting a lot of love and all your value and all your love onto this person, willing to serve them and do whatever for them. But it's partly misplaced energy, because it comes from a place of not loving and knowing yourself and serving yourself first, developing your identity and your purpose in this life, right? I guess that's why they say, like, two healthy people, are probably people that have their own identities, have their own like purposes and missions, and then they partner together in life. I don't know, something like that. Anyways, these are just my thoughts on it. So yeah, scapegoating your love onto somebody. Imagine that. Like, and I think that this can also suffocate people, because like I said, it's misplaced, it's unhealthy. And you would think, how can love and serving someone be unhealthy? Well, I think that it can be, and this is why a codependent person goes very well with a narcissistic person, right? Because if we're observing someone that we're in a relationship with that is narcissistic, it causes us to actually look back at ourselves and say, well, what in us makes us geared towards being with a person who is narcissistic? Well, my codependent attributes are perfect for this type of relationship, because the codependent person needs someone who wants to be controlled by them. They need someone who wants to love and serve them, Yeah. So this is why that relationship is perfect. I mean, until you start to wake up and realize, like, oh wow. Damn. So, I grew up seeing codependent relationship and narcissism like right in front of my face all my life, with my mother and the men that she would choose. I always thought, oh, my mother always wants to go for the losers, But it was purposeful. It was her narcissistic tendencies, or narcissism, matched perfectly with these guys who just, they could be there for you. They could have sex with you. They could serve you. They could do anything you wanted. But, because you would support them and control their life, So she would take a guy, live with them, try to control them, things about their life, try to fix them, whatever, right? It all seems so good because there's that altruism involved in there too. But and then they pretend to be all the victim. It's just like, well, no, it served a purpose for you as well. So yeah. And they needed some place to live. They needed someone to serve, someone's purpose to serve, because they didn't have their own purpose. I guess that's why that's why I saw them as quote unquote losers or something, But they weren't, they were just people too. That was my young mind. So, and then lastly, just to say, getting to know oneself and becoming strong in who you are, and, whatever your purpose is the best way to overcome having narcissistically based relationships. And getting healthy ourselves will help us connect with people who are more safe and healthy. All right, everyone, take care.